We have the privilege of talking to a former NBA and former NCAA All-American guy and the current head coach of BYU women's basketball, Jeff Judkins, every week during the season. Coach, welcome back.
It's nice to be here. I really enjoy this time every Tuesday to be able to come and talk a little bit about basketball and what's going on with our team.
Well, your team is rolling right now, jamming with Juddy, taking on a new meaning today as BYU has won 4 straight, 10 of 11, including a win over Texas A&M, the 15th-ranked team in the country. Just beat a very good Santa Clara team on the road. What's going on? What do you attribute this turnaround to?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. I think a lot of players have stepped it up and played very well for us. As we were talking earlier, Lexi is just playing probably her best basketball of her career. It's solid, doing everything she needs to. Kylie had a great weekend for us. Nice to see her score some points and kind of take what the defense gives her. My bench has been solid. Amanda's come in and given us a real lift, and Orton's now coming back, and Broadhead's been really solid, and Fuller played really well this week also. And so I think that, and then just playing together, figuring things out as a staff to try to make our team better. And it was a great week. Both those teams were very, very good. I was really surprised San Diego beat Santa Clara. And when we played Santa Clara, I told my staff that this is going to be a hard road trip for a lot of people, but San Diego must have done some good things to be able to do that. So we hope we can keep it up. We got a big games this week, and hopefully we can continue it.
Yeah, Lexi's been playing really well scoring the basketball, which is actually our stat of the day.
It's the BYU Sports Nation stat of the day.
23.6 per game is 6th in the country. She's also taking 18.3 shots per game. 7th most field goal attempts in the country, but 4th most makes. Do you like the way she's playing right now? Seems like she's making a lot of shots.
Yeah, I think she's taking what the defense gives her. And I would like to cut those probably to 17 shots. But I think some nights she has to shoot more because of the matchup or whatever. And the other night against San Francisco, she struggled the first half. And I thought she really did a great job of just staying with it. Fourth quarter, she caught on fire, and we scored 28 points in that quarter, and I think she had 16 of the points or whatever, and I think that's the kind of player she can be for us.
We noticed that in the latest top 25 poll, BYU not receiving any votes. You've won 10 of 11, 4 straight. You have a win over the 15th-ranked team in the country, and against Utah head-to-head, Utah was getting votes, Coach. Does that stuff bother you?
No, the RPI is more important to me because that's what you do, and they put it on a computer and it comes out. Hopefully we can take care of business. Then those things will come in. But we know right now our main goal is to win Thursday. And to have a chance to win our conference championship, we need to win Thursday and against Gonzaga, who's won it for, 11 or 12 years in a row. So that's something we're more focused on.
In the history of the BYU and Utah rivalry, as new comments came out yesterday from both schools, did you ever feel unsafe as a player in that rivalry from the Utah side of it?
No, because we were in the same conference, and you can't dodge conference. To me, it's a shame. I'm really going to be up front here. As a player, I love that game. I look forward to it every single year. As a coach, it's a little harder. I remember one time Coach Majera said, "Well, that game's not that big, BYU-Utah game. We won 3 in a row, and it's not that big." And then as soon as he lost, he comes back to me the next day and says, "This game's pretty important, isn't it?" Yeah, it is.
Oh,
when you lose is when you feel it.
Yes.
It's not when you win all the time. It's when you lose. And, I think the players are the ones that really want to play this game. And I think the fans. I think coaches could say, "Hey, we'll play somebody else. That's fine." But I think for them, it's funny, when we heard about it on the road, all of the girls on my team said, "Hey, you're not canceling that game, are you? The Utah game next year. I want to play in that game." And that's how I think most of the athletes feel.
So the women's side, there's no discussion of canceling. It is just the men, right?
I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to listen to my I'm right now we're scheduled. I'm planning on doing it.
Play in Salt Lake next week.
Play in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jeff Judkins with us on BYU Sports Nation. We were discussing the current status of the BYU-Utah men's basketball rivalry. Steve Young said some interesting things on Friday about BYU needing to be above the fray. And right now, with some of the recent events, they're kind of just part of the fray, but they need to be above the standard. What can BYU do to make sure that this rivalry continues from here on out?
Keep having a great program. Keep aiming for the best that you can do to make this program or this university reach its potential. Schedule hard games. Take care of those, like football next year. If they can do well with that schedule they've got, I think that's a big plus. I think for the basketball side is continue to have a great RPI. You know, right now we're 9th, and Dave, you know, that's the thing that makes me mad. Dave's had an RPI in the last 8 years in the under the 50s. So as a basketball coach or a league, whatever, when you have that kind of RPI, this does not hurt you. If BYU was 200, okay, I could see that, but they're not. They're 50, in the 50s every year. And I think we just have to continue doing that, keep recruiting the athlete that's going to fit in our program, and hopefully both of us can come out with a conference championship and get Gonzaga out of there with one year and be able to do that and just keep working hard.
Coach, congratulations on your recent success, and best of luck against Gonzaga on Thursday.
Yeah, and please, we need some people in the stands.
Show up, BYU Sports Nation.
It should be a great game. It should be an awesome game.
Jeff Judkins with us on BYU Sports Nation.